So, Ian, I wanted to give you some feedback based on your score. Is that something that you're open to?
Sure.
Okay. So, you received a 24, which is in the moderate risk level. What are your feelings about your score?
Um, I suppose it's accurate. You mentioned I'm at a moderate risk level. What's
Mhm.
what's high considered for like a high risk?
Good question. So, a high risk would be 27. So, you're 3 points away from being a high risk. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Wow. I guess that is kind of surprising, a little unexpected.
Hmm.
I didn't think I was that close to being considered high risk.
So, a little bit shocking that you're that close.
Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
thought I had more control over it.
Hmm. Okay. I wanted to also give you some feedback about medical, social issues that you may have down the line from moderate risk drinking. So, some of those can be hypertension, you can have inflammation of your organs, such as your pancreas. You can develop cancers, such as in the throat and your mouth. Um, Alcohol dependence can even lead to some memory loss down the road, um, as well as mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. You can exhibit some aggressive behavior. Do any of those kind of ring a bell or um, are familiar to you at all?
Yeah, some of it definitely is worrisome. I've got a family. I don't want to have to deal with issues like memory loss or being extra aggressive with them. It definitely helps put things into perspective. Yeah,
Okay. So your family is a big part of your life and definitely a sense of motivation for you.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would want to do it for them.
Okay. And there's also some financial, risk and relational risks at well, as far as, like you said, with your family, there can be issues there. Um, and, change is going to be up to you and your motivational level. So I wanted to kind of gauge your motivation for, at this point, for change.
Hmm.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you kind of rate yourself as far as readiness to change?
I probably was at maybe a four, before coming in here and taking that survey. But right now, I'm probably at a seven or an eight with some of those health risks and information that you gave me.
Okay, that's good. That's a pretty high level of motivation that you have. Do you have any ideas as far as ways to cut down or lessen your alcohol use?
Um, yeah, I think I just need to stop putting myself in those situations. Like, I'll probably talk with my wife about getting rid of the alcohol in our home because if it's there and it's easy to access, then I'll probably want to take advantage of that when I'm struggling. So
Hmm.
I'll really need to talk to my wife to see what things we can do around the house and around our life to start making some of those changes.
Okay. So seeking support from your wife and also just not having it so available to you. Is
Mm-hmm.
that right?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about what are some good things that you find with drinking alcohol?
Uh, After a stressful day of work, it really helps me de-stress and relax and calm down. If we're out with friends or family, it really helps
Hmm.
liven up the party. We can all have a good time together. So it just helps, yeah, de-stress and then also helps us all have a good time.
Okay. So those sound like some positive things. What about not so good things about drinking alcohol?
Uh, Usually the day after, I'll wake up with the headaches and the soreness, and sometimes if I go a little too hard, I'll have some of that memory loss, like how you're talking about, and I'll
Hmm.
black out. So, yeah, some not so good things that can come from it too.
Okay. So we have some positive things, like it de stresses you. It livens up the party, and then some not so good things like headaches, you said. You have some blackouts, so you're not able to remember things. Do you feel like one outweighs the other one, or?
Well, when we're all in the moment, definitely the positives outweigh the negatives. I'm not really thinking about the day after when I'm there, but
Right.
always after the fact, the day after, I feel like I never want to drink again. Or in times like this where we're discussing it, discussing the risks, yeah, the negatives definitely outweigh the positives in moments like this.
Hmm. So in the moment, positives outweigh negatives. Day after, negatives outweigh positives.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I wanted to give you some resources and materials. We talked about some of the health risks, social risks, relational risks. So these materials kind of give you more information about that. Are you open to those resources?
Sure, yeah, anything that can help.
Okay. Um, Also, I wanted to point out the 24-hour hotline that I'm going to give you. This number you can call anytime, and you can speak with someone that'll help you through maybe a time when you're trying really hard not to drink, but you're having difficulty um, going through with it. This person can offer you support, can talk you through it. So I'll leave you with that, as well as information and tools, strategies on how to cut down your use. We talked about how you would try to seek support from your wife, and then also make it less available in your home. Um, so I also will give you the list. I jotted down some not so good and good things that we talked about, so you can reference that. Um, do you have any questions for me at all at this time?
No, I think that's it. Thank you
Okay.
for your time, though.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming in and answering these questions, and being open to the materials and the feedback. I appreciate that. Thank you.